Whisky Dan radio show. I'm your host, Whisky Dan, welcoming you on to the show tonight. Thanks for listening. A little fizzy. We have beer tonight, if you heard that. We have beer, and we have a guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Elijah Turner.
Okay, now your boy Whisky Dan here is known old Eli since I was in the second grade. I want to say you were in the third grade, maybe
somewhat neighbors.
Yeah. He grew up a mile away from me. I know all of his brothers, for better or for worse.
Rock throwing and whatnot.
The rock throwing and
bloodshed.
How come all the bad stories always involve your younger brother? Anytime somebody gets hurt, it's always like his fault. And I'm like, So tonight for the alcoholic beverage, I am drinking on my show Old Milwaukee. And the best way I can sum it up is Budweiser might be the king of beers, but Old Milwaukee is the lord of brews.
I was going to say the queen.
No. Although it does have a pinup girl on it, which is super nice. Okay, I know you don't drink a beer a whole lot. What is your first impression off of it?
I don't mind it. Like, Old Milwaukee doesn't have any, significant taste. You know, it's just beer taste.
Yeah, it's just like that American Pilsner beer.
Yeah.
You know, because I had Coors on I think the second episode. And it's just one of those classic, just beer tastes. And this is just a variant of that, which I love Pilsners. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Just because one, they're cheap as hell, and two, they're very palatable. I think the problem that I have is when you go to a lot of these craft breweries and stuff. I think it's they almost try a little too hard.
They put too many ingredients.
Yeah,
in there.
It's like Dr. Pepper capped it at 23. Anything more than that is going to be too much. I think Old Milwaukee has 6 ingredients. Pretty sure one of them is high fructose corn syrup. But listen here. You can get a 30-pack of this for less than $20. I did the math one time, and I think with the day that I bought it, it was for a 30-pack. It wound up being 56 cents per beer. That's including tax. So that means for $3, I'm pissed drunk. It was amazing.
I say it lasted you a weekend.
Usually, yeah.
By yourself.
Yeah, oh yeah, especially right after I turned 21, I was drinking a lot of Pabst, and I switched over to Old Milwaukee because hey, it's got a pinup girl on it, and them titties, and
that was the selling point. Just
that was
cartoon
the selling
girl
point.
On the side,
and then it turns out my uncle used to drink this when he was a kid because that was his family's beer that they all kind of drank and stuff like that, and then then I just kind of got hooked on it after that, and I would come home from work. I was working at Luby's and just grab a 6-pack, down the whole thing, and just watch Mr. Robot. That's what I did. That was after you left me. After you left me for the big city. Sorry, my life wasn't exciting enough for you.
I am so sorry, but it wasn't. Your life wasn't.
It wasn't. Okay, a bit of context here. Elijah and I lived together for 2 years, and I fucking hated it. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was actually a really fun 2 years. We shared a 2.5 2-bed, 1-bath. Sorry.
2.5 bedrooms.
Yeah.
1.5 bathrooms.
So just but the half bathroom was just a shower, no toilet.
It was the other half of the bathroom.
No, it was a 2-bed, 1-bath, and then there was the master bedroom and then the slave bedroom, and halfway through we'd swapped bedrooms because it was fair to do it that way.
Are they called slave bedrooms?
No.
The master bedroom and the slave bedroom.
Yes, sir, Master Johnson. Anyway,
I was the master one year. Was the master.
It was weird.
Whisky Dan was the master.
Damn it! Now we gotta fix that in post. Okay. We will get that. What's the mark?
I've known you too long.
I know.
That's the problem.
Okay.
You know, because you rebranded yourself in college to change your name to Dan.
Yeah.
And everyone before college is going to call you by your God-given name. Yeah. So.
Well, my Christian name.
Your Christian name.
Yeah. Now, what's funny though is that because a lot of people refer to me as my last name in high school too, because of sports and everything.
Right.
But the reason why I started going by Dan in college was because there was another guy who has my same first name, and he was a total fucking dickhead. And I was like, I don't want to associate myself with him. And also, it was easier to have him and then Dan, because there wasn't a Dan or a Daniel or anything like that in the tuba section I was in. But anyway, yeah. So that's why that is. And yeah, it is difficult. I know when Max was on, we had that issue too, but I didn't have that issue with Salad. But anyway. Hopefully it's. But Old Milwaukee, first and foremost, like I said, it's 56 cents a beer, some crap like that when you get in a 30-pack. For the 6-pack of Tall Boys, it is $5.99 plus tax.
Nice.
So it's like just over $1 a beer when it's all said and done. Now, one day I will find a bar that does Old Milwaukee on tap. And that's the town I'm going to move to and then retire at, because
it's like PBR. You're never gonna find on tap. That's the same.
No, I have seen it on tap before.
PBR,
yes.
Really? I always see it in the Tall Boys. In the fridge. You're like, I'll take the PBR for $2.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, when I get at the grocery store for literally half that, but whatever. No, yeah. I've seen PBR on tap. I've seen. I think that was it, though.
Lone Star? Have you seen Lone Star on tap?
I have seen Lone Star. They actually have that here.
Oh, on tap.
Yeah, and it's like $2.50.
Oh, hey, speaking of beer and Denton and Tyler, I saw Truvine on tap in Denton.
Really?
Yeah.
They spread out that. See, hey, because I live in East Texas, and there is a brewery around here called Truvine. It's on the west end of Tyler on Earl Campbell Boulevard, Earl Campbell Road. I don't know. If you know who Earl Campbell is, you need to look him up. But
local hero
makes amazing sausages. Played for the Houston Oilers. The team doesn't even exist anymore. They're Tennessee Titans now. Now I'm talking about sports. Damn it. Okay, back to Truvine.
Talking about sports and being gay.
Yeah, being gay. That's actually tonight's topic. Being gay. No, it's not. Anyway.
I have something else to say now.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I know we're eventually going to talk about Denton and we living in the big city of Denton. So they had a Pride festival. I think it was today.
Oh Jesus!
They call it Pride Denton.
Why?
Squish the two words. But I didn't realize. So I think when we were in high school, it was right when the LGB started. Yeah, I think that's all it was. It was just LGB.
Yeah.
Started getting,
And then right after high school, it was Ligbit.
Well, yeah, it's LGBT. And then now this is what it currently is. And I did not know this until yesterday when I saw the signs. It's now LGBT. QIA plus. Not even joking.
Well, see, that's too inclusive. That's too inclusive.
For an inclusive program,
yeah,
it's too inclusive.
But the problem is, the more things you include, the less direction it winds up having.
Yeah, I told Liv, I was like, pretty soon you're going to see just ABCs or the alphabet. That's what they're going to call themselves.
Well, see, the thing, just the symbols. But
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z plus.
Yeah. And that is our legal name. You can only address us as that. Anything other than is hate speech, you Nazi.
Put a trademark on it.
Yeah, it's look, there's a Patton Oswalt bit. And I like Patton Oswalt's stand-up, and he was talking about, he's like, look, you could do whatever you want. I am the biggest ally in that. He was like, quit changing the goddamn names.
I know, it's so confusing.
He's like, I can't even keep up. He's like, I'm 45. I have a kid. I don't have the energy for this anymore. And that's true. We're in our mid to early 20s here. I don't have the energy for that. And also, it's like when you put so much time and effort into that being your identity, it gets taxing.
Well, and it's from a group that is that just gets offended real easy anyways. Mm-hmm. And so if a group that gets offended real easy changes their name, then you mess up, the next month, and they get offended about it.
Yeah, it's like,
well, that was your name last month.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry I can't keep up with the club.
I know. That I'm not in yet.
Although we're at the tail end of June here, so by July 1st, when it's America Month, even though July 1st is actually Canadian Independence Day, but they didn't fight for it like we did.
That's right.
But yeah, because everything's super patriotic in July, and every company's just going to drop the whole gay pride thing.
Yeah.
Like July 1st. They just don't even care anymore. The only reason why every company brands with the rainbow logo and everything now is because it's politically safe to. 5 years ago, when before in 2015 when the Supreme Court overturned it, nobody was doing that crap except for Starbucks.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, back to Truvine. Truvine Brewing. They're a local brewery out here in Tyler, and they have some really good beer out there, and
really good. The one I had last night in Denton.
Yeah,
was one of their coffee porter. Or
yeah, I've had that too. It's like a quad shot or something like that. Yeah, it's amazing.
So smooth. And it just tastes. That was probably one of the best dark. Is it called a porter or a stout or? Whatever?
Well, a porter and stout, like that's different levels of dark.
Okay, well, it was really dark, and it was the coffee kind, coffee stout, coffee porter, whatever, and like 7% alcohol, but it goes down so freaking smooth. Oh,
yeah, I've had that before too. It's really good. I like True Vine a lot. I like their beers a lot. The only grievance that I have with True Vine though is that like it's like a weird vibe because it's like built for 30-year-olds with young kids to go there, and I'm like, I'm single and I have no children. I just want beer. And then honestly, there's not really a bar for that here.
Right.
Because as much as I like Clicks, it's definitely a little bit of an older crowd.
Everywhere here in Tyler, it's like you always have either the 30/40-year-olds that have kids or the 30/40-year-olds that
don't have kids.
Still playing around, you know?
Well, like, it's because, like, I think I've been to... There's a couple more bars I want to try, but this is the general consensus that I've gotten. Like, True Vine is where you go when you have kids. It is a very safe environment, and then for the most part,
they have like cornhole there or something.
Yeah, and there's like a little playground, like a dog park. Like there's like stuff for the kids and dogs to do, which is weird. And then for like a bar,
and the kids are just running around drinking beer. And
I know
fun.
It's crazy. It's complete debauchery. But and then Clicks, which is just the local pool hall, I really enjoy going there. But it's definitely like for like the 30-year-olds. Like it's just for a little bit older than me, but I still go, and I'm usually like one of the youngest people in there. And then Rose City Draft House, neat environment, crazy expensive.
Way
like it is. Really, I think it's because like they're like the only like true bar that has like that amount of selection, so they get away with charging that much. And because people are like, I just want to go out for a couple beers and like that. And it's a good environment. I've never had like a nasty drink there because sometimes when you go to like and you get like beer on tap from just like wherever, it's like this tastes pretty shitty. Like this is not what Budweiser tastes like because and then you're like, I've never had an issue with that over there. And then Garage Bar in Tyler, that's like a place. That's where like Jeep dudes go, and then women who want to fuck Jeep dudes go.
Of course.
Like it's just like I've never even been to the damn joint, but I've seen the people that go there, and I'm like, that is just a bunch of yee-yees.
Yeah,
and it's just disgusting.
I've never been. Is that the bar that's it's like
just downtown,
right off of downtown?
Yeah, it's just east of downtown.
Okay, yeah, kind of in a garage, isn't it? Yeah. But they do music.
Yeah, they do music. I think there's some pool tables. Like, I love the idea for a venue there, but I just don't like the crowd that goes there.
Pulled the wrong people.
Yeah, it's the same reason why I don't like the crowd that goes to Cowboys.
Yeah.
Just a bunch
That's
of
the same people probably.
Well, but they're a little nicer dressed.
And they have a cowboy hat on.
Yeah, pearl snap or whatever. And like, and that's more of a dance hall, which is fine. I can two-step. That's about it. I don't like trying to two-step with my lady fella. And then there's just like some jackass just like spinning some broad like a top right there. It's like she's a fucking dreidel. It's Hanukkah. Like, no. Like this is a dance. Like you just do want to do some square dance. It's two-stepping. That's fine. Hey man, give me ice cold shiner. Like that's fine if you want to do that. But don't go out there and it's not a demolition derby with her tits just spinning her around like that. I hate that shit. And also you got to pay a cover. So fuck that. I don't go.
I hate covers.
See, that's the cool thing in Denton. There ain't a cover anywhere.
Well, sure there is. If like some bars are also music venues, and so if there's a big enough band, they'll do like a $6-7 cover. But then it's typically worth it because you're seeing an actual good band.
Yeah.
But for
like
the most,
yeah,
I can't believe I saw them playing the night. Like I was just looking through events in Denton, and I think it was the night before or the night after, and I was like, dang, I can't believe I missed that. Because I remember, I think you showed me that band back in high school.
Yeah, years ago.
And I was like, I mean, he is a real creative dude.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, this guy.
Yeah, and I was gonna go, but then I moved and had to like figure out some financial stuff and just got busy, like work.
Oh well, yeah. But you said he plays there every year.
Yeah, from what I can tell.
Yeah, we ought to do it next year. That'd be awesome.
My brother never planned on going to it, but he's got a lot more going on than I do. So
sure, because he has a kid on the way, doesn't he?
Yeah, lucky him.
Jeez. And when's the little? Is it boy or girl?
Girl, October.
Oh, because they had the genital review, right? Or reveal.
No, they're not. There was a gender reveal.
Oh, it's not a genital?
Oh,
Who made that joke? I thought it was
That was
you.
Liv.
Oh, Liv?
No,
I thought it was someone.
Well, she had told us about she had a friend who was like legitimately going to do that, and then I might have made a joke about it afterwards.
Okay, gotcha.
It's like I'm not going to. Gender roles aren't a bad thing. Like, they're a good thing for society. Granted,
Sure.
What is masculinity? If you ask me, it's like Jason Statham. He's like the ultimate man.
I don't even know who that is.
You don't know who Jason Statham is?
No.
You need to watch more movies. From the 90s.
Okay. He's an actor or something.
Yeah, he's an actor. He's like the stereotypical like tough guy. He played in Driver.
Oh.
He has like a shaved head. And he always wear like a suit and like beat the shit out of people in it.
See, masculine for me, as far as movie stars go, for some reason, is Bryan Cranston. I always come back to Bryan Cranston.
Why Bryan Cranston?
I have no idea, but I think he looks like a man, and I don't know. Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston.
But then he was a badass in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, he starts out like a complete pussy, and then he's very evil by the end of that show. Great show though.
Oh my god!
If you haven't seen Breaking Bad, you really oughta. It's definitely like I've only watched it all the way through one time because it's a hard show.
I've gone through it twice. I revisit it every 2-ish years.
Oh yeah.
To rewatch it, just because I think as far as a whole series goes, that's probably my favorite series.
Really?
Yeah, it really is. Because it was so well paced, it didn't feel like it was dragging on.
Yeah, I think it was something like out of it because there's 5 seasons, like 12 episodes a season or something like that. Maybe only like 3 of them felt like really slow. Like
the Fly one.
But actually though, looking back, I did enjoy that episode just because of like how happy they are once they finally kill it.
Sure. Well, okay. So the first time I went through the series, I hated the Fly episode, and I was like, "Are you gonna really dedicate a whole episode to this?" But then the second time I watched it, I kind of saw the deeper meaning behind all of that went on. Can I have another Old Milwaukee?
Did you already finish yours?
I did.
Damn, look at you go, man.
Well, almost. I have one more gulp.
Okay. Yeah, let me grab you another old brewski from the mini fridge.
Or whatever else you got in there.
Well, I only have one more Old Milwaukee, so I might have to switch to something else. But I always got enough on.
I mean, can we do 2? Oh, okay, it is Old Milwaukee. I was about to say, can we do 2 different ones in one day? I mean, all right, here we go.
It's disgusting.
For the sound check.
There you go.
That sound good on your
cracking open cold ones with the boys.
With the boy.
Yeah.
Sports and being gay.
Sports and being gay. See, that's crazy though. Like, I think it's a stereotype that like gay people can't enjoy sports, like football or basketball or something like that.
And I think it's the other way around too. I think it's a stereotype that straight people can't not enjoy sports. Like,
like all straight men love sports.
I don't like sports.
You don't have to. I love them.
But like I'm expected to, and that's like the regular talk of the like everything everybody talks about.
Especially like up at work, like, hey man, did you see how them Cowboys did? Yeah, they look like shit because they suck. And I hate them.
Well, so one thing that I am gonna get into this next season when it comes back is hockey.
Dude, oh my gosh, I love hockey. It's such a good sport. That is like, hockey is the closest thing to like just
Mecca.
What? no, like it's to me it's like the last of the classic sports.
Okay,
like when granted, like golden age of football, I want to say was like the 70s, like right after the AFL NFL merger. When there used to be 2 football leagues in the United States.
Exactly what you're talking about.
You have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, there used to be 2 leagues in the United States, and then they merged, and that's what we have the Super Bowl now. Anyway, and then like baseball's golden age was like, I don't know, it's so iconic. It's really hard to pinpoint what it is because its popularity ebbs and flows.
It's the American sport, right?
Yeah,
there.
Well, it's the American pastime. Because you can be fat as fuck and still be really good at baseball.
I mean, they're wearing a suit and tie on the field, basically.
Essentially, yeah.
Collared shirt.
I went to a Rangers game last weekend. It was a lot of fun.
Did you really?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So yeah, and that's the thing is I don't hate sports.
Yeah.
I enjoy going to live games, but I can't watch a whole football game, a whole baseball game, whatever, on a TV.
Oh, see that dude. I could like hockey. I can watch 2 games in a day. Baseball 1. Football, like when it's football Sunday, I can watch it from kickoff at noon to 0-0 in the 4th quarter at 10:30 for the 3rd game that day. I can do that, and like it does not like I can't get enough of it, and I hate it. I hate it.
I hate it too.
Like I hate it because like the networks just sees me as like some beer drinking. Like all I care about is beer, football, and tits. And if you watch the commercials, that's what they are. It's like beer tits. You want a brand new F-150 with the towing capacity of 50 billion pounds behind it. Hell yeah, brother. Just like it's just all that shit wrapped up into one. But no, like I enjoy like the calculation of football. Like I enjoy the calculation of baseball. Baseball is a very strategic game. A lot of people
oh yeah.
Like I hate when people are like, it's so boring. There's so much going on though. There's so much going on.
See, well, and I respect sports for that because football, a ton of strategy and a ton of like, I guess, pre-production type of thought that's going into it, as far as plays go and all that kind of stuff. And then same thing with baseball is just so much strategy, So I do respect sports for that, but I'm not captivated enough to really care the outcome of any particular game.
And that's fair too. And you can be a sports fan without really having like a team that you pull for. Like I got a buddy who. It seems like every year he has a different team he pulls for, and like he recently got into hockey, like how I did myself, and he was like, "Yeah, I really like the St. Louis Blues because he has like a degree in music or whatever." And he's like, "Like I like their colors, and they're not like a bad team." And then they wind up winning the Stanley Cup, and then he's like, "Oh, well, I mean, I'd rather really root for an underdog." Like your team just fucking won the. That's like they haven't been to the Stanley Cup since like the early '70s, and then on top of that, and they lost. This is their first Stanley Cup win. But whatever. Anyway, yeah, back to...
He's never going to win then. He's always going to be like, if they get too good, he's like, I got to find somebody lower.
Like, he just decided, like, he used to like the Chiefs when they had Alex Smith, who was like a quarterback. Then he got traded to go play for the Redskins. And then he was like, well, I don't like the Chiefs anymore. I'm like, yeah, but they're phenomenal with Patrick Mahomes back there. He's this quarterback out.
So
he's
he
from
follows people more than...
Yeah, well, he just likes the sport in general. He just likes watching the sport. And then, like, he's like, I'm just going to pull for the Bills. Like, the Bills haven't done shit since the 90s.
Like, I'm just going to roll some dice and see what happens.
And then I was like, well, we were talking about hockey teams because, like, I pull for the Stars, and then I pull for the Dallas Stars, and then I pull for the Detroit Red Wings because one plays in the West, one plays in the East. They really only play each other once, maybe twice a year. So it's not hard to pull for, teams on opposite conferences. And then... I was telling him, like, dude, just be a Red Wings fan so you have something to root together for. Like, you have no reason to not root for them. Sure. It's like, come on, man, they're the red team. Like, they wear a red helmet, a red jersey, and, like, red pants. All red.
So I think the main reason that I want to get into hockey is
cheap
because the games are so I live a 30-minute drive from American Airlines Stadium.
Fuck you.
And so that means I can go on weekdays. Weekend games are still kind of cheap, $20-$30 in the beginning season games.
Not like a November game.
But you can get like a $9 game on a weekday. An $8 game even on a weekday. Just pay your $8 on Ticketmaster. Like
the ticket plus fees is like $12. That's like the cost of one beer at American Airlines.
Oh my gosh, which the beer is not good there.
Well, see, don't order it from the concession stand.
Okay.
The bottom floor in each corner of the building, they have those little like round circle areas.
Do they have like bottles or something?
Well, they have kegs that are underneath these like decorative tables.
Okay.
Order it from there. I think it's like $11 for like a tall Ziegenbock. It's like a 20-ounce Ziegenbock or whatever. It's right out of a keg. It's not through those nasty ass pipes up there. Because like I had Budweiser from up there, and that shit was foul.
Wait, so are they pumping them like all from a central area?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh my god.
Yeah, American Airlines constantly fails in like their food like their health inspection up there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, don't order the food from there.
Well, because that's funny that you mentioned that because we have the popcorn. And it's just a simple thing like popcorn. And
Like,
it was so
you have the
stale and
popcorn machine. How do you
nasty.
fuck it up?
I know.
It's like, this is leftover from the Mavs game 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't even...
No, seriously, it was disgusting popcorn. We were all eating it because we were hungry anyways. But yeah, we had popcorn and like this $15 soda. God.
Yeah, oh yeah, like when I was at the Rangers game, I think I spent like $7 on a Powerade. Granted, I got to keep a cool cup out of it, but you know, whatever.
Oh, that's nice.
And then, and I got, but yeah, the reason like hockey is like that last classic sport to me, just because like there's so many variables that like happen in the game. Because one, it's on fucking ice, so the game is like the ice level, you know, where you can't really control anything.
Right.
And then there's just like so much more like raw aggression. And there's like the fighting, and just and like a lot of people are like, there shouldn't be fighting in sports. It's stupid. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, you're not even gonna watch it anyway if that's how you feel about it. And I don't watch hockey for the fights, but they need to keep the fighting in there so that way that like you don't get players that just play really dirty. You know, because in football you can get some dirty ass players, but if you take a swing at somebody, you know, well, you know, now you're going to get ejected from the game. But in hockey, you could just throw your gloves off and just, like, box it out with somebody, like, right there. And they just let them go at it for a little bit, and they'll break them up.
Well, it's a very street-level sport, you know? Like, it's... I imagine that there's not too much of a difference, besides skill level, there's not too much of a difference between going to Minnesota and going to, like, a frozen lake and seeing kids play hockey on the frozen lake.
Yeah.
And then seeing professional hockey, you know, whereas, you know, football is going to be completely different, you know, and basketball and all that kind of stuff. Because, like, I don't know how to explain this. It's just very like pickup game, you know, type of sport. When you're in the north, where there's frozen lakes
and actual ice.
Yeah, it's a very pickup game, and like, it reflects what the professionals probably do. I think in my head, I guess is the way I'm seeing it. Because you know, basketball, you pick up a game, but it's like on a one basket, you know, goal in a park or something, you know. But the thing is, you had to have that goal there. You know, you couldn't just make the game out of nothing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because all you need is just like a couple sticks and like a puck. Which you can use probably like a rock for that if you need to.
And may or may not need a net, you know, depending on...
Just really like 2 posts or something. Well, I think that's one reason why soccer is so popular like all over the world, because like just need a ball. That's all you need.
Exactly. A ball in a semi-flat field somewhere.
Yeah. Which I think is why it's so popular in like Central America, those like dirt poor countries, because like there's like 5 balls for every village, you know?
Yeah.
And like all the muchachos are out there playing soccer, you know? And that's probably why they get so damn good at it, because there ain't nothing else to do.
That's all they do. And they're sweating, you know? It's freaking humid and hot over there.
That's all them Central Americans do, is either play soccer or just try to get to America. Oh, man, I need to quit talking about migration on this show.
Well, I just heard that illegal migration is actually higher now, mainly because it's a marketing scheme by the, what do they call them, coyotes, that smuggle them over.
Yeah.
Because the coyotes are saying, you'll need to come over now before Trump closes the border. And so Trump is kind of his own worst enemy right now, because he's trying to deter people from not crossing.
Illegal migration.
But what it's doing is actually encouraging him to come over faster before he does anything.
I know. It's like one of those things like, what can you do? And then like you got people like, we want a complete open border because we got kids living in these quote unquote concentration camps. Like, lady, if it was a concentration camp, there wouldn't be an exit door.
Yeah, right.
Not like the whole thing that they did with Ocasio-Cortez, like that photo shoot that they did. I don't know if you saw the pictures.
I don't think I did. No.
It was like, you know who that is though?
Yeah.
Yeah, like because she went down to like the border. I forgot what state it was in. It's probably Texas, and they had like a photo shoot, and it was just obviously like so staged.
Oh, of course.
Like she was in like these super nice clothes and like just pure white clothes. I'm like, lady, you represent New York City. Like, what the fuck are you doing down here?
Right.
Like, you're a representative for a borough in New York City, and half your borough doesn't even like you. Like, why are you down here? Get the fuck out. I hate that shit. Like see, and there's a few guys. There's a guy named Tim Pool, and he is a reporter, like an independent reporter, and he got big back when they did the whole Occupy Wall Street thing. He was like one of the few guys to like truly cover that. and he used to work for Vice, and he hates Vice now because like they and I don't know if he hates it necessarily, but he would always tell people like no like I'm like center left, like he aligns himself center left, but even he can't agree with the way that the Democratic Party has gone. He's they're so far over the horizon, I can't even like relate to them anymore.
Yeah, well, but in fair reality, that people say the same thing about the Republicans.
Oh yeah, that's true too. Because I think in general, once one side goes one way, the other side's going to pull the exact opposite, so you get more polarity. Yeah. But they did. I forgot who it was because like he actually did an episode on that. Like on his show, where it graphed how the Democratic Party has gone increasingly like more left, and the Republican Party has, for the most part, stayed about the same amount of right, about the same amount of right wing.
Okay. Since
like 1998 or whatever it was, and I was like, you got to be kidding me! Like that's crazy, and it makes it difficult for someone like me who's typically pretty center right. I'm center right.
Yeah, definitely little right.
Yeah, but yeah, like center right to think that like that escalation of that like progressive thought like that, like eventually it's gonna have to run out of steam because like it's just not feasible. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Because like the more extreme you get, like the less voter base you're gonna have. Like it's almost like the more narrowed your focus is, the less amount of people can get behind you.
Sure. Well, yeah, hopefully, but you know, I don't know. Sometimes it feels like it's not proving that way. But yeah, I don't know. Man.
It could be worse.
Could be better.
Could be. See that you're a dick for saying that. Like things could be worse, but they could be better. Like, okay, hey, I helped a man at work move his refrigerator today, and he gave me $20. And then I bought Taco Bell and felt like shit.
$20 worth of Taco Bell?
No. Like I used. He was like, "Hey, can I buy you lunch?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, man." I thought he was gonna like hand me like a $5. He hands me a $20.
Dang.
Granted, I got him a really good deal up at work. And then I helped him out quite a bit.
Yeah, you gave him the storage facility for free.
No.
Oh.
But like I gave him like half off for 2 months.
You said, I'll give it to you for free if you just pay for my lunch.
Dude, like if you give me like one beer, I'll give it to you free for a year.
Now, is this Old Milwaukee beer or is this
dude, that's what I want.
Rose City beer?
Okay, honestly, not the last time I was in Denton. But the time before that, so not the time I went to the Courtney Barnett show, but when just her and I came up to go to the Bad Sun show.
Yeah, in Dallas.
Yeah, and then my buddy met up with us, like at your apartment.
Yeah.
I didn't have like any Old Milwaukee. I didn't bring any with me because last time we were there for your wife's birthday party, and then I brought Old Milwaukee.
Oh, that's right.
But I just remember being gone. And I had a different beer in my refrigerator, like when we left. Like I think I had like Coors or whatever. So I hadn't had Old Milwaukee in like a little bit. And then I drank a bunch of beer at the show, and it wasn't Old Milwaukee. Then I finally get home, and I finally have an Old Milwaukee. And I'm like, it really don't get no better than this. And that was their slogan back in the 80s. It don't get no better than this.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah. Trying to segue there. Yeah, but no, like it really doesn't. Like if you like, this is the best bang for your buck beer. This is like because Coors is a little bit more expensive. Budweiser is overrated. Natty Light is for college frat faggots. No, you want a working man beer? You get yourself a goddamn Old Milwaukee. You pound that shit down. PBR is for dudes with mustaches with wax in them. Get that shit out of here. Get that shit. No. You get some old milk. No, okay, I really don't have a problem with PBR. I really don't. It doesn't bother me. But if it's like PBR is like the blue cheap beer, Old Milwaukee is the red cheap beer, and Blood Gang.
Are we talking about politics again?
Yeah. It's like that's the Republican Party, which I think is so stupid. Like with the United States, like literally every other country, like red means a socialist or communist movement. But in the United States, like. No, we want guns and my Bible and my freedoms. No abortions. Like, well, that'd be a blue color. Like, no, red. Red, Republican, both start with an R, works for me. You know, just like
We're
red,
America.
red, right, Republican, all the same, just do the same fucking thing. Like, I love how, like, I have to make a voice for that bitch, but that's who I am. Like, that's who I am on the inside.
Or maybe it's, this might be offensive, though. Maybe it's just because Republicans, have to associate R red, R Republican, so they don't get confused.
Well, see, like, yeah, and, like with the Democrats, like, they use blue in the rainbow flag. Like, I just can't stand Democrats. They're so short-sighted. They're like, I want it now. I want it for me. Yeah, they're just whiny little bitch.
Well, and it's like the New Green Deal where they want all these really massive promises in like 5 years.
Like, that's impossible. Like, I'm like, a lot of people are like, Trump hates the environment. He wants to kill all the turtles in the ocean. No, he didn't sign the New Green Deal. Because it was like, hey, we're going to let China and India pollute as much as they fucking want. Right. And the United States is going to give all this money away. And he's like, that's the worst trade deal in the history of trade. He saw that. Like, he saw that shit and he was like, wrong. And then he didn't sign it. And then, like, all these socialist countries in Europe are like, Mr. Trump, that is not okay. You want children. He's like, what about the fucking children? That's not really my thing. That's not really, I'm in it for me, And that, Trump is an egomaniac. I'm not going to say isn't. But isn't every president? Like, Obama was like, yes, we can. We can do we're gonna get America back on track. We're gonna get poor people some medicine and shit. And like 3 years in, he's like, drone strikes in Syria, all of them, kill them, all the children. Like that, he went for egomaniac.
Sure.
And then Bill Clinton lied to the entire public. He boned Monica Lewinsky.
Oh, sure.
Probably a lot of other chicks. Maybe not even fully consensual.
I could see that.
I mean, I'd let Trill Bill hit me. With his penis.
Okay, well, so you skipped a president.
George W.
Yep.
George W. He was not good at speeches.
That's true. Although I remember seeing like a conglomerate of all the words that he made up.
Yeah.
Recruitments.
Like, I remember he said recruitments. I'm like, that's not a word, dude. I was in like the 4th grade. And the thing I remember most about Bush administration was... because that was like when we were kids, and the Middle Easterns were the bad guys. Sure. We went outside and played the quote unquote Muslims. Those were the bad guys. That's just how it was. And then,
well, people are still feeding off that today.
Today. I mean, granted, they have some very strict religious beliefs that don't make a whole lot of sense in the 21st century. So,
right.
Are they the bad guys? Who is the bad guy? Who really is the bad guy? Somebody's got to be the bad guy. It used to be the communists, not anymore.
I'll be the bad guy.
Yeah, you'll be the bad guy.
If someone has to be, I'll be the bad guy. Come and get me.
Yeah, and that is how you maintain a marriage. Just always, it's my fault. It's always my fault. Just take all the blame.
That's it. That's what you got to say. And that's all I'm going to say to that, because I'm pretty sure my wife's going to listen to this one. I love you, babe.
So you don't have any grievances to air out for the listeners here?
No.
What about because you've been married for what, 3 years now, right?
2
years. Okay.
Well, yeah, we're going on our 3rd year now.
Yeah. So what is like 2 key points you could have for like a young couple getting married?
Jeez, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's different for everybody. Like, I feel like I don't have any
specific talents or anything like that.
I don't have the knowledge or the wisdom to give anybody.
That's fair.
Because I'm just getting started still. We're going on our 3rd year of hopefully many, many years. And maybe I'll have wisdom when I'm, in my 20th year, but I feel like there's just so much to learn right now that I really couldn't give anybody good advice,
See, I think that right there might have been just good advice in and of itself. Like, hey, don't ask the fucking newbie at this shit. Go talk to somebody who knows what they're doing.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Like, my parents have been married for 30 years, and I think,
and they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, well, and they'll even say it. I think the biggest thing is just don't give up on each other and don't give up on yourself.
Yeah, I do think that's a big thing. Is always look at your spouse, with just unadulterated love. Like I love this person, even when you're not feeling it. You got to remind yourself of that sometimes. And then second thing is just go with the flow. Whatever's happening, don't get frustrated about it or whatever. Just go with the flow.
I think I was talking with you about this. We were getting lights to light up your apartment for a party. Man, that tastes so different. But
oh, by the way, Whisky Dan decided to switch beers. I could not switch beers.
Well, okay, I only had 3 Old Milwaukees left, and I was like, I really want another beer, and then I had 1 Coors left, and I was like, it's just not the same. I wish I had another Old Milwaukee.
So you should have gave me the Coors.
I should have.
You could have this tall boy again.
No,
but this is fine. I'm honestly digging the Milwaukees.
We can go pick some more up after the show.
Honestly, and then just record another 6 hours.
And just like throw it up. No man, yeah, but because we were getting lights from Walmart or something, and I was like, man, like. It's situations like this where it's like a lot of people that you don't know, and you're like at a party or you get together or something. It's like, and people invite you like, hey, let's play darts. Like, hey, let's play this game. Like, hey, let's go do this. Like, just say yes to it. Like, go with the flow with that because you're like, I don't want to do that. And you're just like, I'm just gonna sit on my phone.
Yeah,
like that doesn't do anything. And I think you have to be like active, like with that, like in a marriage, because she's gonna hit you with some just dumbass idea that you don't want to fucking do.
I thought you were about to pause at she's gonna hit you.
No, but
okay, so
no, but you know what I mean. Like eventually she's gonna go like, we need to do this. You're like, I don't want to do that shit. But if you do it, it'll make your day.
Okay, so that's actually a good point. Like I think one thing that we are just burdened with in the 21st century is laziness. It's so easy to be lazy.
Oh yeah, like imagine if you had to like hunt our food.
Well, yeah, and I mean, we can get all the entertainment we want just by sitting on our butts, and it's kind of shallow entertainment, but it's entertainment, and we feel satisfied.
Like this podcast.
Yeah, like what you are doing, listener, right now.
Yeah.
All
thank
14, all 14 of you.
Hey, thank you for listening to all of our lovely listeners out there. By the way, if you want to send any feet pics in, Gmail is whiskeydanradio@gmail.com for all the sexy feet pics out there.
Oh, is this live?
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
Might be.
You said radio.
Well, a radio show.
I know. I was just messing with you.
Back to what you were saying.
What was I saying? We were talking about.
There's the problem with having alcohol on the show.
Call in if you remember what we were talking about and remind us.
Yes. Well, we're talking about the marriages, and then
they're talking about. Oh, geez, dang! You really got me off track.
I'm sorry, dude. Feet will do that to you, man. I talked about this last show.
Feet
okay. Okay. Here's a question to get us back in marriage. This is a question I have, and I think it's different for every couple, but like everybody was like talking like jokes about like like you have a bunch of sex like right when you get married, and then like it just drops off like immensely. Does that hold up necessarily?
No.
Is it
No, it's steady to having like me and Liv. I don't know how personal she probably doesn't care if I say this, but 2 to 3 times a week is our average, which is a very
because like anything more than that kind of turns into work. Anything less than that, you're like, does she still find me attractive?
Exactly. Like I'm good with it. Sometimes we'll go all the way down to once a week, but usually no more than 4 or 5 times a week. But 2 to 3, I'm happy with. Like that's how much I want to have sex.
Yeah. It's work for men because we're the ones on top, and then as a man you have to like keep telling yourself like you're supposed to be enjoying this, but you have to tell yourself like you don't like sex because you don't want to come too quick because then she's gonna be mad. It's not fair. I just want to enjoy it.
And that's the crazy thing is because you enjoy you're done guys immediately you're done, and so you have to like play this mind game with yourself to say I can't finish right away, Yeah. And the bad part is the longer you do that, the more the girl enjoys it.
I know.
Which is good, but if they start, audibly enjoying it, then that makes you turned on so much more.
It throws everything I got out the window. Like any mind game I was playing, like, think about like,
all right, here I come, baby.
Yeah, like I'm over here, like, think about the Belgian Congo, and then she's like, ooh, and then I'm like, I'm okay.
All right, I'm pulling out now. Yeah. Oh my gosh,
it's true. It's true.
It's so hard for us men. Have it so hard.
As a white man in the United States, it's so hard for us. We were born with like the entire deck in our hand. We weren't just given. We weren't dealt a good hand. We got the whole fucking deck.
Yeah, and we got to distribute the cards how we wished.
Well, our forebears did that.
Sure. And now people are starting to take them back out of my hand.
Yeah. I want all the cards, damn it.
Give me the deck back. Oh my god.
We're too fucking privileged. But no, yeah, I do think that's interesting because I'm not married yet and I'm fine with that. Don't get me wrong, but I do enjoy like seeing how different young couples can be. Yeah, like we've only been married for about 4 years. Just like seeing like how that marriage is compared to like how another marriage of about the same length is, and just the similarities and the differences. Because I know some people where they're just like the sex like really drops off, but they're still intimate people. They just don't have a high sex drive,
which is fine.
Yeah, which is like, hey, if that works for you, that's fine. And then especially if it's like one of them has like a medical problem, like obviously if you're sick, you're not wanting to bone. That's like
sure
for the most part, unless you're me, just wanking it all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, living alone is fun.
Yeah, you really have no limits.
No, honestly, it's like, let's hit 14 today. Let's see if I can do it.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that.
That's really impressive. I don't know if I've ever done 3 in one day.
Really? I think
even at an adolescent age, like when you're 7th grade or whenever you start masturbating.
Yeah, like 8th, 9th grade, where you're just like boner all the time.
Yeah,
I think my record of just like masturbating was probably like 4. Intercourse was 6. That legitimately happened
in like a day or like a 24-hour period.
24-hour period.
Okay, so yeah, Liv and I, when we went on our honeymoon, we just, I don't know if we decided to, but we ended up, I think, getting 5 in a 24-hour period, which is respectable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but your dick's just like a rope.
Yeah, well, yes and no. I mean, it's really not that bad. It's just, it takes a lot of effort.
Yeah. One thing that's great about being a dude, well, one of many things, no periods.
Yeah.
And this is what blows my mind. There's so many men that just don't understand like how a period works.
Yeah.
Like they just think like, oh, women can hold it in. They can't.
Hold it in?
Yeah, like there's some men that like believe they can hold it in. And I'm like, no, like that it's just gonna come out. Like it's what it's designed to do.
I know. It's like going, I gotta pee. Okay, I'm just gonna hold it in until I get to a bathroom.
Yeah, no, it's not bloody piss. Yeah. Like it's just blood that's gonna come out, and you gotta deal with that shit in the most clean way possible. And we never have to buy pads or tampons or anything like that.
I mean, biblically, we should be putting them in their separate tents and no one go around them until they're all clean. I mean, if you're a man of God,
I'm not touching that. But yeah, like I think that's just I just think it's crazy how men have just become like so detached like from that. They don't really understand like how like the human body works in that regard.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I don't have to deal with it because it looks fucking awful.
Yeah, I'm glad that I don't have to deal with any of that for sure. And I definitely feel for women because that does seem like that would really suck to have to do that every single month. Every single about 3 weeks it starts over,
Yeah. And then you have 4 to 7 days of just like this kind of blows.
Yeah. That would really suck. I couldn't imagine.
Well, then also women far more prone to UTIs.
Yeah.
Men never really have that problem. Also, like yeast infections, like it's different.
I mean, I get yeast infections.
Really?
No, I don't. I just,
Like, damn. I think like the worst thing, like as a guy, it's like, hey, you might have some hemorrhoids. Like, quit eating so much fried chicken, you fat fuck. You know,
Yeah.
like that's the extent of that. But like with women, they have it way hard. Like I think that women like physically, like one, like having a kid is hell on your body.
Sure.
You know, like as a dude, it's like you just do the old pump and dump, and then you're done. You know.
did my part,
Yeah, it's like I was gonna do that anyway today.
whether you were here or not.
Yeah. But I do think it's always funny how like women are like, if you don't do this, I won't have sex with you. It's like I've been rubbing one out since I was 12.
Yeah.
I could go right back to doing that.
I'm not doing the dishes, you know.
Yeah, it's like it's my house. I pay the bills. I leave it. If I want to live in it, I piss in the bed if I want to. I'm a grown ass man. Like, hey man, if you want to be a bed pisser, you be the best bed pisser you can be. You know, there's a whole subreddit dedicated to people who piss in the sink.
Are you serious?
It's called r/sink pissers.
Oh
And they
my
just
God.
take pictures of their piss stream going into the sink. And I'm like, what? Why? Why does this exist?
God. I guess it all goes to the same place. Or
It's
does
disgusting. Granted, my apartment was built for short people, which is fine with me because I'm 5'7". However, I'm also bald, so I have to shave my head. Otherwise, I look like a meth addict. So when I shave my head, I'm over the bathroom sink because it's the easiest way to clean it up. But the sink is so low, my junk sits like right on this cold marble tile. And even if I'm wearing underwear, I can still feel the icy grip upon my testicles.
But you kind of.
It is exhilarating.
You fill up the sink and like a solo little bath for your
Bad just for my junk.
Just for your junk.
Literally teabag.
It's like a little hot tub. It's for your penis.
Just the tip.
Well, you can get hard. You can get more in there, you know.
Well, then it'd be like up. It wouldn't be like down.
You gotta force it. You gotta like press down a little bit.
That's not comfortable. It hurts.
Well, okay. Climb up on top of.
Plank over it, just like so my dong's like erect in the hot water.
You really got to think about your penis. Give it the luxury experience it deserves.
I think with like that amount of concentration, I can't even hold an erection.
Just put your pinup doll. Just look at this Old Milwaukee can and think of the girl on it.
I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, she's too clothed. You got to look at more of your. They're not in here.
They're in the bedroom.
Oh,
The
of
the
course.
posters.
Where the bed is, where you masturbate.
You know, also my wireless internet goes to the bedroom too. That's a much more effective way.
Oh, technology.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Tits right on the phone. Like,
Yeah.
why? Like, how much porn do we really need? Like, there's so much porn on the internet.
I feel like you can get pretty much anything you're looking for.
I know. Like, you would think that they would have covered just about every fetish by now.
Probably, yeah.
But yet there's still new porn.
Yeah.
And how do these women make money?
They don't. From what I understand, they probably just post their videos hoping to become famous.
Probably. I know a lot of women do like just like cam girling,
I don't know.
where you have where like they put on like a little show, and it's usually like a solo show or like with their boyfriend or husband or whatever, and they'll show very short snippets of it, like 1 minute or something. And then if you want to get the rest of it, you have to like actually pony up the money.
Right.
Which I think is like, honestly, if you're going to jack off to porn, you might as well pay for it.
I guess. I kind of have no horse in this.
Well, see,
game,
but like the problem is I can't just go to the convenience store and pick up, porno man, like a legit like Hustler. Like
I know it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
I
Like,
checked.
Like honestly, like I'm old enough now to where I can stand in line with a Hustler magazine and not even give a fuck what people think,
Until your like youth pastor from grade school comes
Yeah, and
by.
it's like, hey man, I'm doing adult shit now.
Yeah.
I'm a grown ass man with grown man needs.
Got my Milwaukee 6-pack in one hand.
Yeah. I got a 6-pack all Milwaukee and 2 Hustler magazines. Hey,
And a bottle of lotion.
yeah, it's like it's like, hey man, look, I got a 6-pack, I got a porno mag, I got the little bottle of Nivea lotion. Let me get 2 of them wood tip wine black and miles and a thing of Twizzlers. Like I'm set for the weekend.
Oh Oh my god.
That sounds like a great Friday night.
Oh my gosh. That sounds like somebody that has nothing to live for.
Yeah. Well, you're looking at him.
Yeah. Hey, you got the podcast going.
I have a podcast and I have a job and I have a truck. So I do have things to live for.
And a new credit card.
And a new credit card.
Oh.
By the way, yeah, like, it sucks because, like, for the longest time I didn't want to have a credit card. And then I was like, hey, you need credit so you can, like, buy a house. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'll get a credit card.
There you go. Yeah, I need to do the same thing because my credit is, like, 0 or nothing. I want to talk about, have we talked about free play yet?
Okay, that's going to be our last segment.
Oh, you want to hold on to it? Okay.
No, we can do it, like, right now.
Okay.
We're still under the hour mark. I don't want to go over an hour and 10.
Gotcha, okay.
All right, what is free play?
Okay, so free play is a arcade, and it really is set up like, you know, like a vintage, an old arcade house that you.
Let's say like Galaga and Pac-Man.
Okay, so this free play is in Denton, and you pay $6, and you have unlimited plays of any game in the house. So I mean, you really get your money's worth for sure, especially if you're sitting on Pac-Man and you're trying to get the high score, and you know you just keep doing it over and over and over again. You're gonna get your $6 worth just there. But you know, we walk in and we pay $6 each, and they put our little, and we just did this last night. Put a little wristband on, and then after 9 o'clock, it turns into 21 and up, so only adults, which is super awesome because you can like cuss at the game when you start losing. You know,
that's me.
You just like say fuck, what the fuck, oh my god.
Shit!
Yeah, that's what I'm like jumping up in the air, up and down, because I've had like, you know, 3 beers at this point.
Yeah, you're a little boozed up.
You know, like, have you seen Monster House?
Yeah.
You know that one point of the movie where they have the kind of fat pizza guy that's playing the video game all hunched over? That's how I was after 3 beers, just like hunched over the game, you know, pressing buttons really hard.
Watch out, everybody. He's in pro mode.
Yeah, exactly. And I was. Hey, actually, okay, so, yeah, we played Pac-Man, we played Galaga, we played Mario Bros, all the, you know, old stuff, and then they had a couple of, you know, newer, quote-unquote, like the gun ones.
Like a rail shooter.
Like the early 90s type shooter guns, you know. But what I spent most of my time on was the Mario Bros game where Mario goes and knocks over the turtles.
Yeah, they have the spikes on them.
And, well, they knock them over onto your back, and then you go collect them.
Yeah, that was the original Mario Bros. Game that came out in 1983.
Oh, was it really?
That was before, like, Super Mario Brothers. That was like Nintendo's debut for, like, the Mario Bros. Prior to that, it was Donkey Kong. Like, Mario was in Donkey Kong.
Okay, so I loved that game.
Oh, dude, it's really fun.
I got on the leaderboard.
Really?
I was very impressed with myself.
Just put Eli.
I did. ELI. That's like the perfect nickname to be a gamer because you only get 3 slots. So ELI. But I have a feeling not very many people play that game though because it didn't take me too long to get on the board and I didn't try that hard. But I loved that game.
Dude, now I want to go to free play.
Oh, it's awesome. You know,
next time we're up there, we got to go.
And that was the first thing I thought of. I was like, next time Whisky Dan comes up to this is going to be the perfect double date is when Dan and his girlfriend come up. That's going to be the perfect.
Believe it or not, I actually have one of those. And she's a pretty spicy enchilada.
I can attest to that.
Hey now. Hey.
That was secret. Okay, one time.
Whoa. All right, I think it's gonna wrap it up.
It was a threesome with me, Dan's girlfriend, and my wife.
I was there. I filmed it.
He was there. Don't get me wrong. He was there. We invited him, but you know, someone had to run the camera.
Yeah, it's like, you know, and I was like, he's got the bigger penis, so you know.
Yeah. It's whatever is most photogenic.
Yeah. He has a prettier looking penis.
Yeah, and that's really what it comes down to.
It's really what it comes.
Down
to. All right.
Liv hates that joke, by the way.
Oh, with the one like,
I'm coming.
They're just like, oh, I'm so glad you came. Also, I'm glad you showed up. Like,
Yeah.
I freaking love that. It's so stupid. This is stupid.
Are you coming? Yes. But well, are you gonna get here?
It was like, are you coming? Yeah, I'm on my way. Are you gonna get here though? Like, yeah, I'm on my way. All right, I think it's gonna wrap it up for the old Whisky Dan radio show. You have anything else to say to anything you want to plug? Any TV show or book that you've been reading? Anything you've been watching that you kind of been getting balls deep into, or something that you'd like to get into?
No, I have not been getting into anything media-wise lately. I've actually kind of been taking a break from TV.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with detaching yourself.
And I'm not on social media anymore, so I am living under a rock.
For all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But as always, if you'd like to write into the show to request me to try something out that I might hate, or if you just want to write in some fan mail, I'd love to read it. You can email us over at whiskeydanradio@gmail.com. We accept feet pics as well, even if they're in boots.
And boob pics.
No. Maybe. Anyway.
Feet pics only. That's
feet pics, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, I am going to show it to the entire studio, which is just me.
And the guest that's on.
Yeah, and the guest like, dude, check this shit out. I'd be like, why are you into this? Like, I don't know, man. It's God's anomaly. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, thank you for tuning in to the Whisky Dan radio show.
Are you going to say thank you to me for...
Yeah, and thanks for having Eli on the show. It's always nice to have Eli.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I've probably living with him for 2 years, and then it's always fun to meet back up, so...
I'll be back.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, if you don't get bored of this podcast thing too soon.
I think I'll do it for a little while. But anyway, thank you for tuning in to the Whisky Dan radio show. Don't forget Old Milwaukee, best beer for your buck. I'm telling you right now, you see that shit, you better throw it in the shopping cart. You pound down some brewskis. But other than that, y'all have a good night.